Mike Lamb. What it do, y'all? We are the 40th. Up in the 40s.
Whoa, what up?
Yeah, we are July 19th of 2018 in this motherfucking year.
Open Mic Podcast, the new 40s.
The new 40s, yeah. So how's everybody going? How's everybody doing out there? I hope everybody's been good to each other. Nice things happening.
Treating everyone right.
Yeah.
Being good with each other.
Keeping that humanity streak alive.
A lot of daps, a lot of what's ups, a lot of smiles.
I just want to send a what's up to Brianna Wright in Kerrville. She was a girl that I was talking to, I think, for about a day right now. She was asking me about the podcast, and we talked to her about it, and she liked the page I saw. So thanks.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out.
Shout it out.
Shout out to probably our number one is Tiffany Armis.
She's the big fan.
Yeah. She might be number two. Aaron might be number one, because if it wasn't for Aaron.
Not that it's a competition.
No. Yeah. But there's people I think about when I think about the support, and Tiffany is right up there.
She really follows and watches probably more than once. I started to find myself doing that with stuff that I was into, is going back and rewatching it. You hadn't done no rewatching?
I don't ever rewatch a podcast. And I watch on YouTube.
Yeah. I only imagine that the people who are into us kind of have to at this point, because I mean we're working on 40, right? But that's not too deep of a cut where people could go back for 100. You know, like they're like, you know how they talk about binge watching and whatnot. Someone wants to sit down 2 days and binge on us, they're done.
Oh, there's a lot of fucking hours. We've done a few. In the beginning, we did a couple. We would do multiple hours at one sitting.
Yeah, we
tried. So we would do about 2 hours at one sitting. So in reality, we probably got about 44 hours. 46
well, we got a little bit of time out there then for folks to
My daughter's got. If I die anytime soon, my daughters are going to see this, and they'll know. They'll see 46 hours of their dad. You know.
And they'll know at least that.
Sorry, girls. I do cuss a lot. You don't need to be cussing, but it's just a form of my expression.
No, but you know what? That's legit. I remember Aunt Mary turned me on to this book, Humans Bow Down, and did I ever tell you?
Yeah.
Homegirl 6 in the book, right? It was she's the protagonist. All she has to remember her parents is this little digital loop on some form of, it's like a version of a laptop of the future. I guess it's like a Sony, or those little games that Nintendo DS or something like that, and it just has a digital loop of what she can see, like her parents.
How long was it?
It was a really short clip, and at some point she managed to get it fixed and was able to string the clip together real well and see it actually perform something. Otherwise it was just like glitchy or still images. But so that being said, if all comes worse to worse, they'll at least have something to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I think about that all the time. You know,
I myself, it's not something that really crosses my mind.
Well, because you don't have. You don't have loins out of
You don't have the loins. No, but you know what? I think of it on
the nutsack never produced fruit yet.
So my concept of it is, I think of it on like the Napoleon scale. Or being remembered by history.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So you yourself, I guess, are more like in tune with being remembered by your kids and the folks and so on and so forth. And I always thought like, well, being remembered by history is what some people's achievement is.
Absolutely.
Being whatever it may be from different points in history, they made their mark. And so I was curious as to whether I would make my mark, and I told myself, I was like, you know what? No.
Your Ripple?
I don't. Yeah. The mark that people pursue to do and so on and so forth. I was like, you know what? That's not for me. Like, I don't want whatever. 15 minutes of fame, all that stuff. Like, we're doing this, but I don't perceive that it's going to be anything of a scale that they'll remember me like the pyramids,
right?
Or,
like how we watch old footage of Kinnison or
Sinatra.
Yeah. We ain't gonna be at that level. However, we have a small little cult following. It's starting to build, man. I just showed you we had 53 likes in 1 week, and that for us, that's pretty big.
That's saying a lot of what's up in the world.
And I was showing you the demographic the other day.
Yeah. That was really neat to see.
Yeah, for those who don't know what we're talking about, Facebook breaks down our viewers. Like for instance, when I post a video, all the analytics that are going into everything, it all keeps track of that. So me running the website, or me running the page, I get to see all the background stats that come out. So I see
People who click on it,
Yeah.
people who view it for
It
however
doesn't
long.
tell the individuals, but it tells me like the area they're from.
Okay.
So
Groups
and
of-
I was showing Johnny it was like a list of like 12 different places that watch it. And they were scattered. you
Yeah,
know?
all over. I mean, international. The English-speaking world.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
'cause it was Ireland and
some
London.
some England places.
I like to see India and all that up in here at some point.
Yeah.
you
At
know?
some point, they gotta want to hear what
You
a
know, and I
couple
was-
of Joe Blows gotta say.
Right. And I was talking to a guy, I won't call him out, but I was talking to a guy and he was asking me about like with this because I was telling him about the same thing, how it's kind of neat that Facebook shows me everything, and I was like, and to be honest, I'd kind of rather break out or get popular overseas more than I would in America.
Yeah.
Because I think that says a lot. Like I said, we have a little cult following. It's gaining momentum.
Yeah.
And I personally, like I said, for some reason I just think the overseas love to me would just be a little bit more of a humbling experience.
For sure. I think the overseas stuff gets to be that real fanaticism, that real level of fandom that. I'm only describing maybe too epic.
Well, you've been overseas.
But, yeah. So, like, a boy band shows up. And
K-pop?
K-pop. Like, someone shows up and is just people going crazy. I don't know if that's what you're picturing for overseas stuff.
I don't see anything happening other than what we're doing now. If anything, if we ever did, let's say, in a fucking make-believe world and shit starts getting hot and we're getting lots of viewers and like people are starting to like want to sponsor us and give money. Shout out to Thrive. Thrive supplements.
Take them juices, baby.
You need that, healthy lifestyle. Follow, get on Thrive. There's a link on the page if you're looking for a healthy lifestyle. Look at that Thrive link and see if that can work for you. Anyway, but if we got more sponsors who were throwing money at us, I definitely would think about getting better equipment and a better studio. But there's no way in hell I would want to do anything more. I'd want to keep my job that I'm doing now, and I still would want to work. So those are where we get our experiences.
That's the truth.
Because if we were doing this, we would not be talking like we talk.
When I find myself,
this is purely platonic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
is that the right word?
I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
totally.
This is real. This is organic. This ain't no fucking make believe. Like there's a fucking PowerPoint chart behind us.
Yeah,
this
none of that shit.
Yeah. Me and Johnny hadn't seen each other in a week, and we're fucking shitting the shit.
Yeah.
You know. I'm sorry to cut you off. Though.
No, I think nothing. The necessity for it, like you said, like we need those experiences to have these combos. You're completely correct. I found myself, like you asked me, I was working out at my place, and I'm laughing to myself about all the interactions I had with people, and I was like, man, I'm not having none of that shit right now. It was cracking me up.
You were reflecting, though.
I was completely reflecting, but it's those opportunities, that like give the reflection moment was Anyways.
Right. I know. Exactly.
You need them. You need them.
Because I think about that when I go to work. Because there's sometimes I'm like, I did not want to fucking go to work. But then I go, well, you can sit here all day and not interact. Because I'm the kind of person who ain't gonna do shit. If I'm at home, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah. For sure.
So, but I go out. That's
deep in the couch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm 100% perfect alone. But I think about when I was like, no, you need to go out because you need to see people, you need to get some sun, you need to see so-and-so and be like, what's up? Or and somebody tells you a story and then that...
All those little endorphins kick for every little thing that you do. Like you said, the sun hits you, the brightness, you're like,
You're on the job site, somebody tells a story about hunting. Like, for instance, I went to work today and we did a job for this extremely rich gentleman and his wife, the Roarks, in between Llano. And he had all these really awesome animal mounts on the wall, and I was like, man. So I went outside to get something out of the truck because we were putting up some drapes. I do construction, but on the side they also sell like blinds and drapes and stuff at our work. So we do that on slow times. So we were doing that, and I just walked in, and he happened to be coming across, and I was like, hey, did you shoot all these? He's like, yeah, I went to Africa, got them all in one trip. And we're talking there's like 6 or 7 different animals. He's like, I got them all in one trip.
You got to knock it out. Yeah. You're there. I might as well get this.
And here's the thing, we always saw a face value of him because we've been doing a lot of work for them, and he always just kind of seemed bitter, not happy.
Yeah.
But that small interaction that we and him talked about hunting, because I started talking about the elk season's about to start, how I want to go to Colorado, and I started telling him about this Cam Hanes hunt that I was watching on YouTube, and we had a little interaction for about 5 minutes, and I was like, that dude is completely different than everybody thinks he is. What a fucking cool guy, you know.
All about the interaction that gives you the proper perception.
I even told the guys at work, I go, I don't ever use this word because I just don't think a man should, but that dude was a sweet guy. He was he's a sweet guy, you know what I mean? Like, he was a really good old man. He's an old man, you know what I mean? So, like I said, so those are the kind of things that you get when you go out to work, and you get those kind of things. Like I said, there's funny stories that I hear being at work, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are out on the workforce too. You're maybe cooking on a line, or you're in a store selling clothes, but you work with people and you hear their stories, and you get those are the experiences that we learn, that we grow from. You know what I mean? It ain't necessarily always your experience that you learn from. It's just
you're just being there in the presence, for those to occur.
Right.
Like, if it's like you said, you're home, you're doing nothing, and that's fine and dandy, but
we talked about the importance of self-reflection, and those are the times that I use that self-reflection. But there's also times where I'm like, I need to go out.
It's that yin yang. Yeah. It's that yin yang.
And here's, I'm really funny. I can sit and tell you how much I don't like people and all this blah 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 blah. But you get me out in the city, and I'm talking to everybody. I was hanging out with a friend. I went to San Antonio this last Saturday, and she was out with me, and she watches the podcast, and she knows me. We've hung out before, and she kind of knows my antisocial type of behavior, right? And so we go into all these stores because we're shopping together, and I'm talking to everybody like normal. Like there's a guy like
you're Mr. Fredericksburg, right?
Yeah, like there's a guy.
Hey, what's up?
There's a simple guy, you know. And he's like, hey, you want to travel with this? I'm like, no, thank you. And he's like, okay, it's cool. He's like, and then he's like, I just have some orange blood soda. Blah blah. I was like, orange blood. I was like, what is it? You know, and I'm talking to him like I'm talking to you. Yeah. And she's like, just starts laughing, but she's not close to me, but I could see her over there laughing and shaking her head. And I walked, I'm like, what? She's like, you're so funny. And I go, why? She goes, because you totally act like you're such a tough guy and you don't like people, but yet everybody that we've gotten in contact or even semi-close to, you're like, hey, what's going on? You know, she's like, you've done this, because we went to a store, a clothing store, and the lady put my money through those machines that...
they tell you if it's fake or not.
And most people just shut the fuck up and pay your shit and get the fuck out of the way. Me, I'm like, has anybody ever given you one of those? Like, really? You know? And so she's just laughing about it, because I'm like, have you ever had a fake one? What do you do when there's a fake one?
Yeah, what happens if it comes back?
And this girl, she was like 20 years old, dude. She started laughing, and it was like, she's not used to people talking to her like that.
Most likely.
You know, and I wasn't trying, in hindsight now, looking back, I'm like, oh, that was fun. But I wasn't trying to be fun. I was just like, hey, you know, I'm
in
just
the moment.
Yeah, I just talked to everybody. And before that, we went to this, I shouldn't be saying this, but we went to this place, it's called Ulta. It's just female products. It's like makeup and all kinds of shit.
Okay.
But I wear Proactive. I've always had real bad acne, so Proactive works for me. So I went into Ulta to get some Proactive, and it was just fucking full of girls, always. And like I said, I have my friend with me, and we're in the store, you know, and we walk up to the register, and for some reason nowadays, whenever you buy shit in the city, they're always like, what's your email address?
Oh, yeah.
Why do you, why? I don't want your coupon. Yeah. I don't fucking care. And so anyway, so I told her no. And so she goes, oh, okay. She goes, are you sure? I mean, you'll get like, you get
it's totally worth it.
Yeah, she's like, you
upselling the email.
She sold me because she said if you buy, the more you come buy stuff, and the more, and we chuck it down on your tab, you're gonna get something free eventually. And I was like, oh, and I was like, okay. She goes, what's your email address? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to go through it all.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, what's your phone number? So I gave her my phone number, and then she goes, what's your name? I go, Chris. And she goes, oh, well, that's not the name on here. And I was like, really? I was like, but I'm on file. She goes, yeah. She goes, man, I really can't even pronounce that. And then it dawned on me that I had been in there before, and I was so embarrassed about being in that chick store, I gave a fake name. and then I remembered what the fake name was. I go, oh, it's Aloysius! And she goes, yes! And then the chick next door starts fucking laughing. And then, so my friend is like,
that's great.
My friend is like, what's going on? I go, I gave a fake name because I was embarrassed that I'm fucking in the chick stores. I didn't want to give my real because I was just, I didn't think I was ever going to be back.
Yeah. You were just checking it out and getting it done with it.
So those chicks are totally laughing because they're like, we get it, you're a guy. Yeah. You don't want feminine products going to your email or whatever. She's like, I get it. So the chicks were totally laughing too. And then there you go. That was my interaction the whole time in San Antonio. I'm talking to everybody that gets a smile.
Aloysius.
Yeah. I was like,
Aloysius.
She goes, do you want to change it? I was like, yeah, just put Chris. So,
like that's a dead giveaway,
right?
I remember there was probably 10 Chris's or so in school, So you're all right. You're not. It's not like
It's
they
funny
know.
how I was little. I was like, I want to be named. I want to be Chris. Now I'm like, I enjoy Christopher and I prefer Christopher.
Yeah.
Something about like.
I have like I always went by Johnny, and there would be those folks. Well, it's spelled on my like birth certificate just like that. But there was always those folks that wanted to be. I don't know if they were being cute or what, but they're like, oh, Jonathan. I was like, that's not my name whatsoever. I guess that's the ideal.
Yeah.
Is Jonathan, and they turn
Johnny's
it into
a
Johnny.
nickname for Jonathan.
Yeah, but not.
You're legitly Johnny.
Yeah, legitly. Yeah. And then so the Johnny Ray, I dig it. Like when my family calls that, and it throws me off if anyone.
The old schools do that.
Yeah, if anyone who I don't know, if anyone was ever fucking just straight up be like, hey, you call me out, I'd totally be thrown off. So like I said, it's about, I guess, your circle.
Right.
And then so Aloysius.
Yeah,
that's your city circle, dog.
Those two chicks started fucking laughing hard, and like I said, my friend was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
That one girl was like, "I don't even want to try."
Yeah. So and like I said, and that was the first place. So ever since, and we went to a bunch of places, and it was like that. I had interaction with. I don't know.
Sometimes it's on like that. The moon and everything's just.
You're just like, what's up? You just.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that.
We preach that anyway.
Yeah.
That was
sure.
me. I was just living up to it without even knowing it, because that's just who I am. I was just in a good mood. I was like, what's going on, man? Making random people. I'll never see those people again.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Always giving the opportunity myself, like to say something keen or sly or witty. I try to be that Johnny on the spot.
Right.
It's like you're saying. So like I was at Walmart just yesterday. And I was getting out of my pickup, locking everything up, making sure everything's set. As I'm getting done with that, there's two Walmart employees interacting, and one guy tells the lady, she's like, hey, I just found $5 on the ground, and I don't know whether to turn it in. And the lady looks at him and is, well, I can't tell you, that's your own decision, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you find that's your $5 right there. I was like, if I found $5 on the ground, that's my money.
The only way I'm not giving money back to somebody is it would literally have to see that.
Oh yeah, if it comes out of their wallet, their pocket,
and you see it, you're like, hey, dude,
then that's for sure.
You're walking around like,
you find dollars on the ground, that's your money, dude.
That's pennies from heaven.
I even had that happen one time, and I was in line at a restaurant, and I carry loose cash all the time, so I just had pulled out my money, and I think a 20 fell on the ground. I don't know, some money fell on the ground. And I wound up paying, and I put it up. Well, a guy that wasn't even right behind me, he was like he was, I think, even done. He was like sitting down, and he was enjoying his food. He full on came up and picked the money up and gave it to me like dead on. When the guy behind me still hadn't said, maybe they didn't see it, I don't know. It was late night, right? But homie came up, gave me the money, and I was like, wow, that's legit.
Was it a big lot of money?
Like I said, I think it was a 20.
No, that's enough for me to be pissed about.
Yeah, hell yeah, 20 bones, dog. That's not the end of the world, but that's a whole nother day for me. You know what I mean? Like, cause that's
that's 2 meals. Maybe,
exactly, that's a whole nother 2 meals for me the next day if I really, felt like spending that. So yeah. Anyways, so came through like that. I was like, bro, that's super G.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. People. So in that situation, I always feel like the thing to do, the must do, is give the guys money, of course. But like you said, you find it on the ground. But what are they gonna do? Go back on camera and track that guy down and be like, "Oh, that's the guy that dropped it. Check his license plate, all this."
Did you ever watch? Have you ever heard of a show called "What Would You Do"?
Yeah,
and that Mexican guy
with Quinones.
John Quinones.
Yeah, Quinones.
I fucking love that show, dude.
Me too.
But that's the kind of shit that they do on those shows. Like like the guy behind you. Like, was he gonna say, "Hey, dude," or was he waiting for you to get out of the way and take it? Like,
Let me just walk off obliviously, like.
Right. That was one of those "what would you do" moments, I think, like I said, in that situation, I would have to say something. But if you're walking, like, nobody's around, that's mine, pennies from heaven, like I said.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, that's your son.
That's what all I could say is like, dude, that's your money. So, even then I could have just, I guess, like you said, just ignored or not said nothing. But given the opportunity, I myself, like, you find the words just to get out and you say it, and nothing mean, just humor the situation and be about your way. Costanza,
oh yeah,
make your step said, and then boom.
Yeah, I had a few people DM me and be like, because that was the title on one of the podcasts, and they're like, what does that mean?
Ah,
And pulling I think it was pulling a Costanza is how we highlighted the
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah,
People were
yeah.
like, what does that mean? I was like, you'd have to watch. It's a Steinfeld reference.
you got that's straight 90s.
If you're
reference
asking
right
me,
there.
I ain't gonna take the time to describe it to
Yeah, Google it. That's something they could totally have Googled right there. But maybe they want to get it from
you.
a
Yeah.
horse's mouth, as they say.
Funny how many people we're in the nature of now where you say something that people are like, I don't know. They're like, Google it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do
Don't worry. Or yeah, for my dad, it all like he'll hear all these different lingos that it comes across my vernacular, so I might utilize it. And he's like, "What the hell does that mean?" And I'm like, "It's a thing, dude." I just say it's a thing, and he's good with that. You know,
Duma
what I mean?
Flaci.
It's a thing, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's it. He knows that's your way of saying I don't want to describe it.
Yeah, it's because it comes down to sometimes being a longer breakdown than what if like let's say just for instance a Costanza is okay, well there's a hit line off of Seinfeld. Well, what's Seinfeld? And then you got to break down. Well, Seinfeld was his '90s sitcom, and so it became like you got to choose your battles on that. Like you said, if you could Google it, if not, it's just like it's not worth explaining because it's too fucking long for nothing.
Right.
For nothing.
If
like,
you don't know what Seinfeld is, you got to be 18 years or younger. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
full
even
on.
maybe 25 and younger. Huh?
yeah, I guess you could be 25 and younger. You could be. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt that some 25-year-olds, are hipper.
I'm missing out.
Yeah.
Although the early Seinfeld sucked, but
You think so?
Yeah,
I was a
didn't
fan
like the
from-
first couple.
I was a
seasons.
fan from when I came across it, and I found the show. I was an instant fan, and I couldn't get enough of it.
Right.
Yeah, it was to me.
It was good.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl for a long time, for a good while, and she was like, that was
And
it.
I
That was all she'd watch.
and I wasn't even a sitcom guy because I remember dating a girl who was all about Friends, and we'd be talking. Oh, she's got to get off the phone because Friends is on.
No
right?
way.
Yeah. Super lame, right? Wish I could remember her name. Actually, I just remembered it. I'm not gonna.
I
tell
know
her.
who it is. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
I think we talked about this already.
And so homegirl's like, I gotta get off the phone, right? Like, Friends is on. All right, no worries. So, but to me,
Straight late 90s.
straight. To me, the whole sitcom thing wasn't all that, but somehow or another, not too much longer, I came across Seinfeld, and then I was in
See,
it.
I didn't watch Friends ever.
Yeah,
I talked so much shit on it. But me and Aaron, whenever me and Aaron were together, we ran out of shit to watch. And we're like, fuck, there's like...
You're in the show hole.
Yeah, there was like 180 episodes or something fucking ridiculous.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt that that's the or,
Maybe
or
even
more.
two, yeah. So we ended up
They
watching that all the way through, and we loved it. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we're all friendsers.
Yeah, because my boss was a big friend, so he'd always say all these jokes, and I'm like, fucking nerd. What the fuck? Who watches Friends? And then I watched it, and I loved it.
I've seen a few episodes, but I can't honestly say that I was like a fan or that I watched it proficiently. I just, when it was on, I might have, stayed there for Courtney Cox.
Oh
or,
yeah, Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
She never wear a bra.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I might have stayed for that, but it wasn't that. Oh, you know what? There was a few, if you will, pop culture moments that I had to see for myself. So I remember girls talking about the Chandler, right? Like he had to move or he'd hold them and roll.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so he wouldn't have to cuddle.
Mhm.
And so I checked that episode out and other ones, but it wasn't ever a thing that I was all that on. Seinfeld, on the other hand, though.
Oh,
Humor, Comedy City, dude. Comedy City.
So many good lines in there.
Almost every show was built around a line that became pop culture. Almost every episode, if you were to check it out, I bet has some to do with pop culture.
Like for instance, my boss and his wife, every time they call each other, like it don't matter where the fuck we are, and we're on job sites, we're at a restaurant, wherever, and she calls him, he answers the same way. Hello. And she does it because you can hear her on the phone. Going, hello.
It don't matter where they are. Damn, that's good shit, dude. Them are two real folks that are like into each other.
Yeah.
Because
they met in college,
Yeah.
So
That's badass.
yeah, they're so it's always hilarious because like I said, hello, and then you hear her, because she always does it because he does it first, because she's always calling him, obviously. So it's hilarious.
That is good
Yeah,
shit, man.
right.
I was, I don't know where we had got on not too long ago about relationships and how they work and the moments in time that are just like complete energy exchanges, that something you make all like this interaction for yourself out of it. I'll check it in a minute. And then other relationships that grow like theirs that are just I couldn't even fathom the energy exchange that goes on between a relationship that deep and heavy and long, you know.
I've been
all right. They hit me hard and heavy. I'm gonna check it.
Well, I didn't know if it was gonna go off, make a lot of noise. I've been in one relationship, and it was my last relationship, and it was obviously with my kid's mother. That was energy exchange moments, you know, like that. Those I could tell you countless moments that I had with her that are some of the greatest times in my life, because it was two people who love each other being completely morons and laughing so fucking hard. Like, I've seen Erin laugh so hard that she ain't even making a sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen, you know, she's done, and she's seen my fucking lip come all the way up here because I'm laughing so much. My teeth are just like showing. She's seen my real smile, my real laugh. You know what I mean? Because I always do smirks, but she's seen that, you know, and those are those energy exchange moments that, you know, that make dating or being in a relationship fun, you know. Single life is great too, though. We have a friend who just like recently got on Tinder like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And he was having fun in the first 5 minutes of it. Being single is fun. You know what I mean? But relationships they have their moments too, and if you're with the right person, those hello moments and all that, you know, like those are like stupid to most people. But for those two people, that's everything.
Yeah.
You know, like that hello, that most people are like, fucking nerds. You know, but to them, that's love. You know, and pure.
And so much so that they drop their guard, no matter what. You know what I mean? It's like you're saying, wherever they may be, whatever the situation they're in.
It could be church.
Yeah, they're still gonna present just for the other person to, like, you know, get that little fervor that is exchanged right there off of it. They're not gonna hide or veil their, you know.
Yeah. They're not like, hey, honey.
Yeah, they completely like drop their guard in front of anyone just to show.
You know why?
To show for the, you know.
Because
that's some serious shit right there.
Yeah, because that interaction between them means a fuckload more than what this guy thinks.
Oh,
that they don't even fucking know. Yeah. You know, this guy might be like, well, fucking nerd. Hello. Seinfeld's 10 years ago, ma'am, or whatever.
If they even catch.
Right, if they don't. But what I'm saying is fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's about the person on that level. It didn't matter. You know. And that's what as much as people, because we live in a society that is pure judgment. Like, for instance, you got movies coming out, Star Wars, whatever it may be, like even the Suicide Squad. I seen couples go dressed together, and I know people are like, what a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Look at those dumb fucking freaks.
That would be fun.
But that's love.
Yeah.
That's those two people taking that same thing that I just told you Shane and Buffy do. That I don't give a fuck. It's hello, because that means more. It's the same thing with those people dressed in a costume. We all might be judging them, because I'll be guilty. I'll do it. I'll be like, what a fucking nerd.
Yeah, not
all the time, but it crosses my mind.
It's hard. Like, when people are saying that judgments and all this, it's hard not to pass it. It's just it's all it is a thought that occurs.
Even me, even both of us, as conscious as we are about not being dicks, it still slips through sometimes.
Bro, it's a never-ending, if you will, like yin and yang of your own self.
It doesn't make you a bad person if you keep it inside.
Yeah.
It's when you fucking tell the three people with you. That's when you're
and make it so that it's, you know, because to think it is one thing, to speak it is a complete other, and it only, and like speaking stuff really, like, to me, only doubles the fruition that a thought makes something. You know what I mean? Because a thought occurs, people, okay, if it comes, like, leaves their mind and nothing comes of it, so be it, right? But once you speak it, the thought gains that much more traction, and then someone else says it, and it just, you know, over and over, and then it's viral or whatever you want
Right.
to call it, right? So it's like you said, just a thought, so be it. You know, there's no need to put it out there and just muddy the waters even deeper with the process of whatever's going on.
'Cause like I said, we all think shit. We all are
Yeah.
twisted or whatever we may in our own minds, with
Yeah,
our own humor.
you
we
know-
say things that we probably are like, "Well, I'm glad I didn't say it out loud." And that's the thing. Don't say it out loud. Don't fucking be like, "Look at that fucking dumbass and his girlfriend." You know, look at that dumbass and his girlfriend dressed up for fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
Who fucking does that? Hey, you know what? They love each other enough to where it's about them. It ain't about you, so shut the fuck up.
That's the
you know
truth.
What I mean? Just keep it inside and let them enjoy themselves. Because that's love, dude.
Yeah.
That is love.
You ever met the person that has told you a story and probably tells you that same story? It's a good story, right? And it's worth telling, but probably tells you that story at least every other time he sees you, just for filling in bullshit
I
moments.
can't say I get that.
So there's a guy I know that's like that. You know what I mean? I know a few guys that I've heard their stories more than once. And this guy, his particular story just happens to intertwine what we're talking about. And
Which is what?
that,
Going out and...
you know, saying, like, thinking a thought. So he himself, this has to do with interracial relationships.
Okay.
And relationships he's been in and amongst that, you know, are close to his circles. They're like either nieces or cousins or something like that, but they're not like direct, like his daughter or brother or, you know, shit like that, right? So, because I've heard the story multiple times, but different people. That's where I'm getting at. That have you? So he'll tell the story, and it's multiple variations of the same story. That he himself had an issue with an interracial, you know, something going on, and he asked his younger, you know, his kid, and the kid was like, "Well, in reality, it doesn't matter what you think. It's between him and her parents and his parents. If they don't find a happy median, then there's something to be done. But you have no shit, like, whatever you
That's
gotta say."
gangster of the son.
Yeah, right? And so the man has this complete epiphany moment, so much so that, like I said, he tells it over and over. I've heard the story myself a few times.
What is he doing? Trying to gain followers? Like,
I don't know.
He wants agreement? Like, kind of to verify that what he's thinking is correct?
I don't know that. I want to say that he's just perpetuating his own version of like, think before you act. Like, I myself, like, because he's a very if you will, outgoing and, you know, like, opinionated and so on and so forth. So I think the perception is that he might be closed-minded, and I think he's just giving food for thought that, you know what, I might have been, but this moment in time, you know, I don't think like that anymore. And so on and so forth. And maybe he's telling, and it's not always just me. There's other people in the presence, right? So I feel like he might be giving them the opportunity to learn on his lesson too, and shit like that.
It's like I said, what are we? We're 34 minutes in. It's like I said fucking 32 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Having experiences doesn't always make it your experience. Like I said, you don't always have to go through the experience to learn.
It's
you know?
It's a very
It's interacting with people, and hearing somebody else's story is an experience you just learned. You don't always have to be the one going through it.
No,
to
for
learn.
real.
Just like that, Joe.
It's a word I always enjoyed, that vicariously.
It's a cool word.
Right?
I can't spell it for fuck.
Yeah, you know, if the script spelling bee was like, spell it out, and I, you know, I had to do the whole thing.
Vicariously.
Vicariously, right? So, yeah, you enjoy someone else's interactions through their stories, and you learn, like, through their system, you know, whatever it may be, and you intertwine it into your system, and a whole process goes down without you actually having to, you know, made your own self look like an idiot for saying something dumb, right? Like, he already said something dumb, and the idiotness was, you know, negated because his son told him, so on and so forth, and he's like, so now you don't have to look stupid, just know whatever you're feeling has nothing to say on it. It's between them, and you stay out of it.
And I hope we don't get banned, because we're on a fucking, like, a 4-week ban streak.
Man.
But I hope this doesn't get banned. But I think that is the problem with America right now, is so many people are fucking throwing shade, but they're not taking the time to just be like, why am I even complaining about this? That has nothing to do with me. Why don't I just, because Facebook is just full of propaganda right now. And it sucks because it's actually people I know, and it's just constant, and people have respect. It's just constant filth, man.
That itself, to what we always speak on, is a complete downgrade. You know, there's no good. It's like all the sayings that people commonly use, but is lost on society or lost just on the, you know, like it's taken for nothing. You know, two wrongs don't make a right, so on and so forth. There's shitloads of validity to that.
Dude, I went on a big ass rant on Facebook where I wrote, and this is me saying how long my paragraph.
I ranted like this, dog.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about my Facebook fucking paragraph, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But it was a fucking, I just went off because I'm just tired of it, dude. It's just like, why are you complaining about some shit a Republican should be taken care of, or some shit a Democrat should be taken care of? Why did, like, I get it to have opinions and to want change, I get it, but just to fill your Facebook with just that kind of, like, you're almost trying to, like, it's propaganda. And like I said, so many things are not being fact checked, so people are just putting out content just to get views, and it's just crap, man.
Which is,
but what, it's just a shame. And I went on this rant about how, when did it become okay to complain and cry about shit? Remember when we grew up, a man worried about going to work, and a man wanted to provide for his family.
And there was no whining or whatever.
No whining. If a man talked about religion and politics, you were wearing a suit. Yeah. Why? What happened to the blue collar man? The blue collar man is just bitching, bitching. Shut the fuck up and worry about taking care of you and your kids. And let the politicians fucking do it.
Yeah, let them sort that out.
We get to vote once every 4 years. That's when it is time for us to make our voices heard. We don't need to be putting shit out on fucking Facebook all the time. So I went on this big old rant, and I had to delete it because I digress.
Yeah. I got it out. Now let me get this off.
Yeah, I left it on there for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm like using words like cunt. And
wow!
Yeah, I'm like,
you went full blown hard heavy.
I was like, why are we acting like little bitches and cunts? I was like, remember when men used to be able to talk about shit? Because now it's this whole thing where, like, you got an opinion, I got an opinion. They may be conflicting opinions. Well, it's never gonna have it to where your opinion sinks in the mind and mine sinks into the earth.
Yeah.
And we grow. That's what should happen. But now it's, and then we go that way.
Everyone butt heads.
Yeah, and then you talk shit and you fucking go on and you never take the time to sink in what I'm saying. Because the fact of the matter is, you can be both right. A Democrat and a Republican can both be right, but then nobody's taking the time to talk. Why are men acting like bitches, man?
It's like you said. When did it come about? That's a good question.
And another thing,
as to when it came about, because
it had to be within the last 5 to 6 years. Something happened where men just started acting like bitches. There's no more flannel wearing motherfuckers that are like, all right, honey, I'm going to work with their fucking lunch pail.
I think it's just.
I'm sure there are.
There definitely is. I think it's just much like most things that we enjoy get overshadowed by, because there's always the majority, and just there's so many fucking knuckleheads out there that it's hard to get through all that. So there's just I'm sure there's just an overwhelming amount of the negativity that you got to siphon through before you can get to the some real legit stuff. Just some guy, just whatever it may be that isn't trotting down anyone, isn't pushing some type of agenda or whatever it may be, that we're always.
I would just like to see a lot less political posts on Facebook. I'm getting tired of it.
I'm getting tired of it. I want to say, the stuff I read. Facebook themselves is getting slightly tired of it.
It's all it is. People are talking shit about Trump, and
they themselves, I think, feel like they're being manipulated for something that they weren't trying to do. They were
turned into a monster.
They were looking to just unite folks, and then once they got them all united, it was like, oh shit, now we got them fighting. Oh, yeah. So I think they're in their own scramble.
It was like last week. I told you about the gentleman that made that negative post about immigrants, about them asking for handouts. And I was like, hey, bro, I've never seen a Mexican immigrant ever ask for a handout.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers be working tough.
Yeah.
And they work on Sundays and all this shit. That's all I said. And then he commented on something. I never got to see it. And then he erased the whole thing, you know?
But I think he knew too, you know, if that's the case, like how you deleted yours, maybe he just didn't want to.
He knew it was it was more of a vicious post than it was a.
It could have, you know, it could have been something far worse than what he was. He was just trying to make a simple point, which got, you know, like you saw your own angle at the point, and
yeah,
maybe he didn't see that angle,
right.
And once you put it out there. And to not bicker or quib on that angle, he just said, you know what, drop it. Because, you know, and shit, it could have gotten worse. He could have been like, no,
yeah.
you know.
And I respect that gentleman a lot,
Yeah.
you know. So it would have been a shame if it would have came to that. But he's actually one of the guys that I'm talking about that post all this shit that is just like, dude, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, like
nobody wants to see your fucking...
like, are you running for some office?
Yeah.
Or like what? Like, do you think you've gained some type of like patriot eliteness now because you're posting all this stuff?
I mean, like I said, it's just a constant barrage of anti-Trump talking shit, which I'm not a fan of. And I'm not even a Trump fan, but I just don't understand why you got to be bashing the fucking president or bashing other, or just to be mean. It's just mean. It ain't even because he's doing shit. It's just them being mean and wanting to push their opinion on somebody. And then you got something more, because when you got that, you got to cause an effect. So then, for as much hating Trump shit is out there, there's so much pro-Trump about, like, look how smart and brave I am, and Trump ain't even doing that. That's just people making videos that makes it seem like he's all cocky, like, and yeah, he is cocky, and that's part of his personality. But they glorified it 10 times over, and they're making out this man.
It's like a highlight reel.
Yeah, and it's a man.
Reel.
Yeah, and anybody can look. Douches if you do that.
Oh yeah, if you do one or the other, you could totally.
If you and I, because we're totally against a lot of the things that happen with the Republican Party or Trump. But I guarantee, if he was sitting here with us and actually had a talk, we would probably like the fucking guy.
Hell yeah.
He seems pretty fucking cool.
Bro, like he's real.
He's a good guy.
You know, like fake as fake can get. You know, like I don't know what goes on in the big picture of the world and politics and all that.
I almost have no doubt we'd like him.
But I think human to human, he's real, dog. He's gonna try and be open to you and try to make you feel comfortable with him, and so on and so forth, making his own presence feel like it was something grand in the situation. Right. Yeah, there's no doubt we dig the guy.
He's just a prideful man.
Yeah,
you know, we all are. I am. I know I am for sure. I am. He got a lot of hate with the shit that happened with Russia. He went to the Helsinki. There was a Helsinki meeting last.
Oh yeah. I've been seeing it on the news.
Yeah. So he caught a lot of shit because apparently the FBI is saying the Russians meddled in the.
They've been saying that since the get-go.
Well, he pretty much said, I don't believe it, and I believe Putin.
Yeah.
Putin said he didn't do it, and I believe him. And then so people have been having a field day about how Trump is fucking picking the Russians over America. And personally, I think Trump is a man. He's not a politician. He's a man. So he takes you for who you are with him.
Yeah.
Putin's probably respectful to him. Putin's like, yeah, man, I fucking love drinking vodka and fucking sucking on titties. And Trump's like, I do too.
Bruh, you know, you dig the same thing I do.
So that he has a mutual respect. It ain't about him not loving America, because we all know he loves America. Yeah. So people need to settle the fuck down with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And those are those type of volatile moments that just keep getting thrown on Facebook so hard and heavy, because that's all I saw all week long was people saying, "Oh, he's picking America, picking Russia over America."
I saw it in the news threads that everyone was, you know, like the GOP and who knows who's reacting how. For sure.
And like I said, we're not Republicans and we're not Democrats.
Yeah,
we disagree with a lot he does, but we don't.
We completely stress no red or blue here, you know.
But we know for a fact that's complete not cool.
At some point, I feel like I would tell anybody this. I've been in the heat of the moment plenty of times, people over your shoulder, and it's like, Rob, step the fuck back and let me do some work. right? Like get it, and that's what these guys need to let him do. They never let him do
Yeah,
that
'cause
yet.
he's under a scope.
It's like, bruh, get out, like let the homie work, and then you start to grade on a scale of like performance and
Give
who
him a
knows
couple
what.
years at least, right?
Yeah, I don't. He's what 2 years in or whatever
He
now.
ain't even a year in. Didn't he just get?
2016 was, I guess he got inaugurated 17 or
But
whatever.
I'm saying, as far as like being president, that wasn't
Yeah.
until 17, into 17, I think it was,
Yeah.
wasn't it? November. So he hadn't even been president for a year, and so many people are fucking killing him. And I know why, because we've had this discussion at work. Is he's getting shit done? He really is getting shit done.
Well, I think
but he's just his
He was-
his person. It's just his interaction with people.
he was already like a punching bag in the media world, because people were like,
never roasted.
"You're
him.
fired!
Yeah.
You've been fired! Right? Like, so he was already, if you will, like a punching bag for that type of an elite asshole, right? He was that type of a go-to dude to like drop a joke on or use as a punchline.
But he was a good sport about all.
Oh,
of
for
it.
sure, for sure. And to me, that should be a credit that should be given to him. That people should say like, "Hey, well, homie's at least got thick enough skin to battle through that and still seek this what Americans perceive as the highest attainment in the U.S." Right? So.
One thing I want is, like you said, he opens himself up to be a human punching bag because he's out in the public view and he gets his fair share of criticism and everything from everybody else. And I want to show you a video that I told the listeners that I was going to show, and if they had any opinions about it. And I got a few messages, DMs. I said comment, but they DM'd me. But they said that
You be getting hit up in the DM?
yeah, I hate it too because I don't get to see them as fast. Like comments, I can see pretty quickly, but DMs, it takes me a little bit of time to get them. Anyway, but I asked them about how they felt about this particular video, and it was a bunch of handicapped, disabled people being models and having their chance to shine. And I was just wondering what a lot of people thought. Like, is it good? Did they feel like it's good? And I was really surprised about how many people said that they thought it wasn't right because they kind of feel like it's like. It's a profession, like some people took modeling very serious. They were like,
Yeah.
it's a profession. It should be something that should be attained by a certain standard. You shouldn't drop the standard and let anybody model. And then there was people that was like, it's good that they're letting people show, because everybody's beautiful. There's people, obviously, the people that are like, everybody's beautiful. Everybody should have a chance to shine. So I was really surprised with the 50-50 type of response I got from that.
That is surprising. I think I'm 50-50 too. I say that there's the word model is prefaced by 101 things, like
Genetics,
No.
tallness. Or what do you think?
I mean like a hand model,
Oh.
a car model,
This is like a fashion model.
supermodel,
Yeah, that's-
like all those different things, right? Like, so sure, a big and tall model, right? Like, it's broken down to what they're modeling. So if it gets put in that sense, that they're just mentally disabled models or whatever, just for their own humor, for their own and I guess that given world, the handicapped world, to see it, enjoy it for I guess their own vicariousness, like we were saying. They see the picture of handicapped models. It gives them an idea that they could do something or pursue whatever it may be. So if it's broken down and it's not just being like glorified, that like, yeah, these are models, because the idea when you say model is that that's the cream of the crop of whatever it is. Like this is like a model house. Okay, that's the house when you go in.
You show everybody.
Exactly, it's gonna be the right one. Everything's done.
And it's like, yeah, you're right about the cream of the crop. Like I said, that.
So if it's just broken down for whatever they're modeling.
When somebody sells their fashion line, they want the cream of the crop to show.
Exactly,
that line, right?
exactly. So you say supermodel, then I think beauty.
Fucking Giselle.
Yeah. You say hand model, like who knows what they're gonna look like, but those
Manicured
those hands are on point, dog. You know what I mean?
And no sausage banana hands. Well, let's play this video and get this. This is like I said, it's about these models that were disabled and handicapped, and so let's see if you think they are beautiful.
I'm sure in their own way.
See, like that skin condition, you know.
Yeah.
That was good pictures. I thought they were. Yeah, I thought they were all pretty girls. Now, do you feel like that takes away from
models in general?
Yeah,
no.
Like, oh, anybody can do it.
You know what? Like, I think even the idea, like the connotation when you say model is pretentious. Also, you know what I mean? Like they have this whole air of eliteness or whatever it may be. Like I like to use. When you know, like I said, they're the cream of the crop or whatever it may be. So, I say that's just something in that world. You know, if someone is pretentious enough to be like, oh, they can't represent models, well, that's just something in that world, man. Like that's a given when you get into that type of. For lack of a better word, I guess I'd say. You know, shallowness.
Right. I was torn by it for the fact that my daughter was born with a huge birthmark right on the center of her face. I mean, huge birthmark. You can't miss it. And I think to myself, maybe that kind of an ad that we saw is good because that shows like, you know, you can be different and you can still be beautiful.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was. And so I would like to think that my daughter would be in that role, but at the same time, I really think that there is, I don't want to say a science or an art or a beauty to being a model, but it is its own fascination or it's its own entity.
Yeah.
And I
don't think not anyone can do it.
It should be on a level, just like being an NFL player. There's a certain level.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got high school,
and then you got Pro Bowl status.
Right, and it's the same with models, and
then you got Hall of Famers,
and you got your regular chicks walking around the mall. You know what I mean? Like there should be a certain standard because I think standards are good because it makes people want to be better people. I always love to strive for excellence. I know I'm never going to reach it, but the fact that I'm striving for it is making me a better person. And I think those are the type of things. When you got a model chick and you got a girl sitting there, it's like, fuck, got a little bit of a tummy on me. I want to look like that. That's the drive, you know. That's the drive. I think that as long as it's a healthy drive, I think it's good because there's obviously some girls that are like, ugh, and they want to fucking get pretty.
It's not Fitspo, it's the wrong whatever spo, dude.
Yeah, you know.
Got to be the right, like you're saying. You got to be the right mentality, and the achievement can be done, you know, at a good pace and not just wrong where you're, you know, gagging yourself to it.
Doing it all the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what is doing it the right way though? Try and thrive.
Shout out.
Thrive will put you on the track to losing weight and then getting hot. You might even get supermodel hot.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And that's a key factor in the.
You gotta have a good workout regimen and supplement.
No, you gotta have the workout. It's not. None of this is achieved, you know, without some type of physical, like, you know, exercise that you put out.
Yeah.
You know, some type of physical exertion.
Starving yourself is never a good idea.
Like 10 push-ups is get you way further than missing a single meal.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, and it's much like walking. That people love the idea to, you know, put one foot in front of the other, and it takes them someplace. Like 10 push-ups. The next thing you know, you're doing 20.
You know what 10
30.
push-ups and 20 sit-ups would do? If you do it every morning,
I'm sure it'll get you.
It turned Tom Brady into who he is. Tom Brady said when I was a little boy, I was just obsessed with wanting to be a football player. And I talked to a football player one day, and he's told me do 10 push every morning you wake up, do 10 push-ups and 20 sit-ups. And he goes, and then eventually you just start.
Yeah,
that's start with that.
That's where that's exactly what I'm getting at. Is where it starts. Is like you do your 10, and then 10 feels like it's like, man, you just woke up. get your extra 10. Next thing you know, it's 10 on 10s and 20s and 30s, and sky's the limit. You know,
Now he's
with
a
it.
fucking
Yeah.
6-time NFL champion.
Yeah, exactly. it's all just getting that first step. So many people, the just getting the ball rolling, just any old little thing, whatever it may be, a lunge, you know, like a sit up, like you said, a crunch, any old thing, just whatever to get that ball rolling.
It's such exercise is such a benefit.
For real, in everything in life, it gives you that extra exertion that you're looking for whenever you know you might be lagging. It's like, shit, I got this in the bag. I done whatever it was in the day that I was wore out earlier, but I'm fresh as could be now. And day to day it just grows, and then you got weeks, months worth of, you know, energy stored just from exercise.
Me and my boss were talking about that today because we were like, fuck, I'm tired. Because I haven't been working out like I should be. And he was like, oh, I'm so tired. He goes, I know I should be working, because we were talking about his wife. His wife is like a CrossFit badass.
Oh, dog.
She walked in yesterday.
Them CrossFit hoes,
Dude,
you know.
She came in yesterday at like...
I bet she's banging.
Well, she walked in and I was like, fucking Bucky looks ripped. Her upper body was just like tight. Like, and you saw like muscle fiber like on her, you know what I mean? And I was like, fucking A. And then we were talking about it today. And I was like, dude, your wife looked fucking ripped when he walked in yesterday. He goes, she is. He goes, I'm fucking scared of her sometimes. And then he goes, she's been wanting me to work out. And he goes, I just don't have the time, man. He goes, like,
there's always the time.
Well, he goes, I could do it in the morning. And
that's the best.
He goes, I go, you should. And I was like, that's the best time. And he goes, oh, I'd be so fucking tired. I'd have to do so much of my work. And I go, yeah, that's true for about 2 or 3 weeks. But the ironic thing about working out is you think it's gonna burn all you work out in the morning, you're thinking to be dead tired all day long. It's the complete opposite.
You're like just a train.
Yeah, it's the complete opposite. It's really ironic. The body, such an amazing thing. Dude, I'm so fine-tuned. Everybody is with their own body. Something happened today. I don't know if my blood pressure spiked because I got into some kind of a argument with somebody today. So my blood pressure kind of spiked, man. I felt like I was gonna die. Something was wrong.
You really, this heat right now is really kicking.
I really don't think.
You don't think it was that, huh?
It may have been. When we were in Lano, it was pretty hot. It could have been, but I really, you know, and my ex-girlfriend's a nurse, so I was texting her and I was like, man, can you get sick off high blood pressure? And she's like, oh yeah. She's kind of telling me all these things, and she goes, well, you do get sick during the summertime. And I was like, no. I was like, I know what being sick is like. I go, this is something else. Like, this is like, you know, because like I said, you're so in tune with your body. You know what it feels like to be sick.
Yeah. And
you know when something else is different. I go, this is more on the different side. And she's like, you need to come in. We need to check you out. And I was like, we
gotta get your levels checked. We need to do all these diagnostics.
I was like, we'll see in a couple weeks. We'll see in a couple days. If I still feel bad, but I ate something. I drank a little bit of something. I had a friend stop by. I'm just tired as fuck. I've said it how many times before?
Before we even started, you were saying how tired you are.
I'm really putting on the facade of just being, but I'm tired. I'm tired as hell.
There's when you, like you said, you did so many things. I know I've said it before. You build up this sleep debt. You know what I mean? You've taxed yourself so heavily.
Maybe I need 14 hours of sleep.
Right. You probably need to just like chalk it up and put in that time in the bed. You know, get your REM going.
For sure.
Yeah, back and forth, hard and heavy.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, something's just didn't feel right today. I feel a little better now, but I still am just, once this podcast is over, I'm going to lay down.
Log it out, boom, bedtime.
If I can get it downloaded and get ready to edit for tomorrow, and I'm going to bed. But y'all guys, man, thanks for hanging out. We're at our hour mark, you know. We hit number 40, son.
Wow.
40. Yeah. Remember when we were sitting? It was funny because I was thinking about that. I was like, I remember the first one. It was when the Houston flood happened.
Oh, that's right. Was it Harvey? Or was
it was a bad. We were showing videos of the fucking.
Wow, that's right. Man, that's super wild.
So September something. Yeah, that was our first, and I remember we set that because we could only record off of that. So we were sitting right here. It was facing the TV, and there was no video of us. You know what I mean? So
just us yakking.
And as time's gone by, we've gotten better. The video used to be further away, and now we've gotten it closer.
And like you said, we're always on the improving. You know, and we're trying to get it down, and you know, sooner or later, I think we'll find something else that we step up in. You
Yeah.
know, maybe it'll
We'll
be
have a breakthrough somewhere down the line.
maybe it might be better video of us from a different angle, more mic setup. Guests, we're always talking. We'll get, you know, like
I'm slack. That the
It'll happen,
the
it'll
lack of
happen.
guest, the lack of guests is my fault. I could be calling people, man. Sometimes I just really don't feel like fucking with
yeah,
people.
and it becomes a hassle unless it's scheduled. You know what I mean? These
And
folks.
I kind of get self-conscious. I'm like, I don't have the pool because like we have a cult following online.
Yeah.
But the people that are in my area that I have a chance to talk to, they're like, you do what now?
What,
Yeah.
what exactly is that?
Yeah. But like I said, online, you know, we got a nice following. You know, we get an average of about anywhere from like 2,000 to 3,000 views. But this last podcast we put out, it's low numbers because the band. So we weren't allowed to share it.
Yeah.
So the band really hurt our views. We only had 800. We're like at 800 views from our.
Wow, that's super low from
3,000,
numbers that we were seeing at one point.
Yeah.
But like you said, the band, the people disliking, or who knows, whatever it may be, right? That is affecting that. We'll get over that hump. I feel like, you know, that's just, to me, that's just.
I think our tenacity is eventually
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, we ain't stopping these guys.
That shit that just comes with it.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, haters gonna hate. And if there's no adversity and we don't persevere, then we just fall off like anyone else. So I think, you know, these guys are only making it stronger for us.
Because the fact of the matter is, we ain't got nothing else better to do, man.
BS is what we specialize in.
We will fucking be here. Anyway, but y'all guys be good. Closers. You got a closer word?
Nah, keep your humanity going. Be out when you're out there next week, wherever you're doing, any day. Like, just say hi to someone. Just be.
Yeah.
You know,
be good.
Be that person.
How's it going? Open the door.
Oh, but you know what I read? I read somewheres, and we're talking humanity and so on and so forth, that so long ago, the Neanderthals mixed with the humans, right? The Homo sapiens, and that so it becomes that's a defining line of whether you can decipher how much Homo sapien or how much Neanderthal you are. When the Neanderthals were super shy and averse to like being in large groups and hamming it up with just anyone, because that was their like being, and the Homo sapien is a super like tribal and like enjoys everyone, and so you can start to find where you are in that with like shyness. You got Neanderthal in you, you know, like you're outgoing, you're more Homo sapien, so like keep that humanity going.
Yeah, man. It doesn't take much.
Not that it's wrong being Neanderthal, dog. Like,
no. You can still be shy and change somebody's world.
For sure.
It's all done. Anyway, we are July the 19th, number 40. Like Johnny said, be good to one another. Take care of one another. It's all of our planet. We're all just sitting on this floating rock, fucking hovering wherever the fuck we're going.
Who knows where it's gonna take us? What was gonna come of it?
We just gotta enjoy the ride while we can.
Yeah. That's the truth. True life. Everybody talking about the good old days.